It is now Black Friday afternoon and this got delivered. So I ordered it on Tuesday, I think, Monday or Tuesday. Got here on Friday of a holiday week. So now we will have to unbox it. This is a very big, very heavy box, but as you can see, P2S combo edition. So we've got the multi-material thingy up there. Now I am actually expecting this to be a little bit different from what I'm used to with my Prusa printers of the past, where you kind of get all your parts, you get your bag of gummy bears, and then you spend the better part of a day putting it all together. From what I understand, what I've seen, Bambu printers are about the closest you can get to plug and play, no fuss, no muss. So we will see how that works, see if we can get something going, and then hopefully have a lot of fun with it. It's a large box, so maybe I have to put it on the floor. Oy. Let's use my Swiss Army knife that I actually got in Switzerland, by the way. All right, what do we got inside? All kinds. So you can see there are instructions. There's a toolbox which says to print your own toolbox, scan for detailed unpacking. I feel pretty confident in my ability to unpack a box, but for the sake of fun and seeing what the out-of-box experience is, I'm gonna see what this is all about. Oh, it is a video. Oh, this is actually probably really helpful. Take out our foam, and then here we go. Lift up on this. Oh, hello. Okay, definitely the biggest printer that I've ever had. Ooh, okay. This is pretty. So there, God, it has very rubbery feet. Feels like it has a lot of, it's not, see how it's wiggling my table? Like it's not sliding along the table, but it almost also feels like it has shock absorbers or suspension built into it. There's a very satisfying magnetic click clunk when it closes. It kind of takes a little effort to pop it open, which is good. Oh, this is not attached. Okay, we got stuff in here, parts and foam. And I guess down here in the front, I'm supposed to do something with these. This is what the tools kit looks like. And so I need to use this long wrench for these guys here. Okay, so that freed up the top part to be taken out. So if you're wondering, like I was, on the multi-material, what do they call it, the AMS, down at the bottom there are these little screw holes, and that is actually being held in place during shipping, so you can't take this out if you don't take out those little screws. Now it looks like I can take out more of these foam pieces. Now it involves more screws here. There we go. Probably hard to see, but there's another screw hidden way back here. Also looks like these things, I'm used to the Prusa orange, so I thought this was just part of it. These need to come out. For my printer, these bottom foams are way too wedged in here. I cannot take them out without raising the bed. I don't know how to raise the bed now, so I'm good at raising the roof, but I will have to learn how to raise the bed. So before I can do really anything with the printer, I need to put the touchscreen on here, and the touchscreen should just be in this other box. In here we have the connector cable for the AMS, power cable. This is a filament holder for the side, and some tubular tubes, and then the little touchscreen. The touchscreen has, it pivots and moves, and this looks to be the top, and then it should just kind of go in and over. There we go. Oh, that wasn't hard at all. Yeah. Now we can get the AMS up and running. I laughed about that instructional video about unboxing, but 100% you should watch that video because it explains all these steps really clearly. All right. There are 2 little desiccant packets in there. And what you're supposed to do is take the packets out of the packets. Don't open these, but then put these back where they were. So there's like this little indent there, and these just kind of fit in there. And the AMS is actually just supposed to sit on top here. One thing I did notice, see this tube kind of sticking up? I saw a few reviews where that was like rubbing against this glass. So I think there are little clips you can print to kind of hold this down more or something. Maybe that'll be something I need to do. So we put the glass up here. Yeah, it's definitely touching. The tube is definitely touching that. But then this just goes up here. And then over here, this tube is supposed to just go in here. Yeah, look at that. And then we have the tubular tubes that were in our extra packet, but we just need one to go from here to there. They are not all the same length either. So I'm going to take the longer one, goes in the top part here. And that's it. Once you slide those in, they get stuck. So pretty good. Then to actually connect it so it does stuff, we take this cable and plug one end in here and the other end here. This cable feels really long for this. I'm gonna take the rubber band that came with it and just pop it around there. There. The spool holder is supposed to be pretty simple. I think it just slides onto this like that. And then this slides on here, snaps in there like that. And then we take one of these other tubes. So we'll pop this one in here. And this one in here. And there we go. And so what that means is even though I can have 4 filaments in here, you can still have another one off to the side. So really that's 5 just with this setup. And they both get pulled down into here before going into the printer. So now I'm ready to power it on and calibrate it. I did notice that the power cable is like super short. So just something to be aware of. You probably, it's not gonna be floating in the middle of my, my studio office forever, but just position it near an outlet, very, very closely to an outlet. I don't know if I need filament yet, but I have several boxes of bamboo filament to try it with. Let's turn on and calibrate it and see what that is. So here's the inaugural turning on. Whoa, I'm downloading the Bambu Handy app because I think you absolutely need it in this case. This app has a 4.7 star, almost perfect rating, which is pretty impressive. These are all the calibrations it's gonna do, which says it's gonna take 26 minutes, which means we will definitely be doing some editing here. See, now the print bed is going up during calibration. That's when I could take out those things. In the video, it looked like the guy took him out twice. Took him out at the beginning, and then this went up and took him out again. So this might be hard to see on camera, but while this is calibrating, something I've heard people talk about is that the P2S has sort of like a ramp here, and it's very hard to show on camera, but there is no lip. It does go down. It's like a skateboard ramp. So as stuff accumulates down here, you can easily go all the way to the end. It won't get stuck down here. So that's just a nice little quality of life feature. Hello. This has been running more tests than I've ever seen a printer run during calibration. And it really did, I just missed it. It really did some crazy vibration compensation where it, like the whole printer was like shaking at different frequencies to, I don't know, calibrate something. But it was really cool. So now that it's all done, I have this screen here. I've never had an interface like this on a printer before. This is so nice, and the touchscreen is so responsive. I honestly don't really know where to begin. I need to load some filament, obviously. I don't really know how to do that. So let me open up this spool. I just got some basic PLA, but one thing, I've never ever had an enclosed printer before. And with my like open printers, I've only ever stuck with PLA. So a huge thing that I'm excited about, like I mentioned earlier, is the ability to print with different materials. So that's something I will jump into, but not right now. And the AMS also has something I've never had, which is like climate control for filament. So instead of just leaving my spools, sometimes in bags, usually just on shelves in the closet, I can hopefully trust these. This feels so nice. Why is this spool like the nicest spool in the world? So it seems like I can basically just put the filament in here, push this here, and then now maybe I can tap that load button. Oh, there it goes. So it's going through there, and now it's going here into the printer. So there is a USB slot right here behind the screen, a USB type A, but I can also just tap print files. And if I don't have that, I can do internal, and there's already a bunch of stuff loaded on here, which is pretty fun, like basic types of things people often print. I know it's basic. I'm gonna go with a Benchy because you got to. I'm just gonna leave everything that time-lapse cannot be enabled without a device. I'm going to connect a flash drive. Boop. Time-lapse on, let's go. And it says 24 minutes. PLA1, single color, print. Let's see. Right now it's homing the tool head. It's got my temperatures. Look at this, there's a little LED light on your active filament roll. You can see here it's purging some filament. Did it just launch that out the back of the printer? Yes, it just threw it on the floor down there. So it does have this poop chute here, so I need to take care of that. It's running through like so many things before it gets started. It's bed leveling, vibration compensation, cleaning the nozzle, purging the filament. It's putting on quite a show before we get started. So now here on the handy app, which is living up to its name, I can turn on the camera. I can see I'm recording a time lapse, and I can see that it's doing something over there. I don't think I can like go full screen. This is very cool. This is a really clear camera. I don't know if it's coming through on this camera, but this is 1080p, looks good. One thing I'm not seeing here that I do like on my Prusa, even the simple display, just as this is printing, is this is showing the temperature of everything, like the ambient temperature, the bed temperature, the extruder, or the, you know, the hot tip temperature, but it's not showing what it's supposed to be. So it's just saying what they are. I like that the Prusa will say it's like 55 out of 55, 220 out of 220, so you know if it's reaching the set temperature or not. There might be a way for me to change that in this display, but just right off the bat, that's a nice bit of info that I miss off the Prusa that I feel like there must be a way to add that here. So in terms of loudness, I'm just using my Sennheiser overhead microphone right now. If I'm just in here like doing my own thing, working, it's totally fine. If I actually needed to like record a video or be on a call or something, I would say it's too loud right now. The fans are on, the sound. If I open this, it does get louder. But so that's just something to be aware of. I don't know, 3D printers make noise, that's just a thing. But while this is printing, which is printing so fast too, by the way, the first like 1/3 of this whole print time was just calibration and stuff. The actual print itself has been like super fast. So here is the finished Benchy, which is easily the highest quality Benchy I've ever had. I've ever printed from any of my printers. If you're wondering why people seem obsessed with printing these little boats, it's not just because they're cute, but it is because it is a good benchmark test, hence the name Benchy, for sort of different things. Not only just overall print quality, you kind of just see that. It's basically a torture test of sorts for printers. If you look at it, there's a lot of very strange angles. If you look at like the cabin here, see how it kind of leans forward. This goes at an angle. You have overhangs. I was really impressed, especially with the roof, that it could bridge. I mean, I guess any printer that does a Benchy does this, but it was fun at how fast it was printing to see it spread across and just bridge these open areas. There's, you know, the text on the bottom looks really detailed and easy to read. The overall detail on this is pretty nuts, and I love the texture of the print plate. I've never been able to use a print plate like that before. It's just see all the little bits here. There's areas where it's probably not perfect, some layer lines. It's a weird little thing kind of here in the back next to that hole. But it's still like, this has to be the nicest benchy I've ever printed. Making this video, this whole process from the time I came in here and like had the box to now was just almost exactly 2 hours. And that includes setting stuff up, waiting for the 25-minute calibration, doing a 25-minute print, and then also making a video. So setting up cameras, moving things around, getting stuff in focus, changing lights, all that sort of stuff. So that's pretty good. If I were just doing this normally, the setup video I watched is about 6 minutes long. If you take out the time to do the calibration and the print, the time I spent doing anything was like 10 minutes. Like, it's a very, very simple setup process, and I'm excited to use it more and kind of report back using different filaments, different materials. I gotta say right off the bat, on the website, I wasn't into this gray color. It just, I like bright colors, and I don't know, I just wasn't into the super gray industrial look. In person, it looks really nice. Like, it looks super cool. It looks stylish, if a 3D printer can look stylish. I really, really like the design of it, especially in person. It is very nice, and I'm excited to use it more and then see how it stacks up with my, prior experience on my Prusa Mini and the other printers I had before this. And I definitely need to print the poop chute because it was shooting poop a lot. It's been a week and I have now 44 hours on this printer. I've had it pretty much going anytime that I'm home. I've been working on a lot of stuff. I'm doing a whole Gridfinity reorganization of my camera drawers and stuff. It's really having fun trying to do a lot of practical prints. What I can say though, after this first week, is that I feel like this is the best 3D printer in the world. Knowing that obviously there are other higher end printers and all this stuff, but for me, for the price, what I was hoping to get out of it, it has helped me rediscover my love and enthusiasm of 3D printing. It feels like I just got a 3D printer for the first time, like it's that magical. This is the best print in the world. It's just, I can't even tell you how much I love this thing. It is absolutely amazing. All the prints have been so awesome. I do have a bunch of PLA filament, but I did get some ABS and some TPU and some, I guess that's it, and some different types of PLA, I guess. But it's been great with all the different things. Actually, in here I did do a TPU benchy, which was kind of fun. So it's not quite as flexible as I was expecting it to be, but it is, oh, there you go. You can kind of see it's kind of bendable. I accidentally did though rip off the, this. So it's a little like talking benchy now. Anyway, since the printer is loud and it is large, and if you have a 3D printer, you know that you don't just have the printer, you have all the stuff that goes with it. So I had to kind of commandeer, and then we just rearranged our guest room, which like, there's people in here like 7 nights a year, maybe. So it's kind of just like a storage room. And now because of the printer, it's like a fun den that we like hang out in and do a bunch of stuff and projects, and it's just really fun. So that's actually kind of cool. I originally commandeered some of the nightstands from our guest room, which are kind of the perfect size for this printer, but definitely pretty wobbly because it does shake a lot. And the rubberized shock absorbing feet work incredibly well, but I was not comfortable with it on those nightstands. So I actually found this on a Black Friday sale. It's a coffee table, but it's super solid. I mean, the printer will still shake and kind of wobble it sometimes, but it's completely fine for this. And I was going to bring in like some of my workbenches or get another one, but it's like between my office and the garage, like we have a lot of like workshop-y areas. And I was like, well, what if it actually just looked nice? Like, we don't need to have another industrial feeling thing. It can just be kind of nice. I have all my filaments down here. I did, for the first time ever, because some of my old filaments weren't good anymore, I got some nice vacuum sealed bags so that way I can take care of all my filament, and I can have my fill of filament, and then there's a little like cupboard here for tools. I did print the toolbox. This was my first multicolor print, which like multicolor is a whole bit of magic that I mean, I understand it because I watched the printer do it, but it still blows my mind that you can just do stuff like this. And it's also been crazy because I mentioned that I've been having this going pretty much every time I'm home. And this is the first time that I think I feel comfortable leaving a 3D printer, while I'm asleep or even while we're out for a little bit, which is something I've just learned never to do in the past. I've had, scary things happen with unattended 3D printers. And so it's just been kind of ingrained into me. You never leave them unattended, which limits the amount that you can use them, especially for longer prints and stuff. You're kind of always planning, like, I have an 8-hour print I need to do. Am I going to be here, paying attention to the printer for 8 hours? So that's always been a little tricky. Between the desktop app, the phone app, like the internal monitoring, being able to use the camera and control the printer and turn things off, I feel a lot more comfortable kind of dipping my toe into, I don't have to just be next to the printer the whole time it's printing, which is why it's in a different room. Being able to send designs from the apps, either the desktop or the mobile, using Maker World to find all the models, modify stuff. This is the most user-friendly 3D printer I can imagine. Like it just kind of takes care of everything for you, which is not like you don't want to know the essentials or take the time to learn how everything works, but I'm so used to tinkering stuff. And then Filament. I've always taken my printers out of the closet right here, put them where I need to put them, send them up, load the filament, print the thing, do the thing, take it all down, just because it's kind of how it's had to be. But because this one is so self-sufficient, and because I can do, multiple colors and multiple materials, and it's like, I've even woken up in the middle of the night and be like, I should send a print to the printer right now. Like, I've never been able to do that before. So I don't know. It is amazing. I didn't use the P2S, but I know the prints that I've seen from that are incredible. I will say, from what I understand, the quality of life features they added to this do very much seem to be worth it. If nothing else, then the little touchscreen here, just absolutely phenomenal. And I did print a simple poop chute. Actually, I could show you. I was going to do those really fun, crazy ones, but I just printed one that hangs off the back and then it catches all the stuff. And it doesn't get clogged. It doesn't get messed up. Simple is good. The time lapses are a really fun feature. I bought a little tiny, cheap, like $15 USB drive to just kind of keep up here. And that can be my time lapse drive. And that I have a great time with the time lapses. I've never been able to print on that because I've never had an enclosed printer and I always had adhesion issues. Getting that texture on prints is like, I don't know. It's amazing how usable this is. I'm just repeating myself because I can't believe how good this printer is. It's the friggin' best. I did mention when I unboxed it that the top tube was rubbing on the glass, and it is and does. And I tried printing little clips to clip it down, but I need to maybe play around with different materials because the clips eventually break, and it's like, I just kind of didn't want to deal with this, so I just left it as is. You can see that it's rubbing. You can see that it's sort of like leaving, I don't know if it's like bits of the tube material on the glass. So maybe worst case scenario, that means the tube needs to be replaced after, I don't know, a couple thousand hours or something, which is really not a big deal. I don't know if there's other solutions people have found for that. But considering like that's kind of the only quasi issue I've encountered so far using this thing constantly, that's pretty awesome. And I'd love to share more and talk more about this printer if that's something you'd be interested in, or if there's more you want to know about, or if I discover more. I really want to use this not just for fun, but I want to find more practical ways to use it, which is much more possible with all the different materials. And it's kind of, making me excited about dipping my toe into the world of my own 3D designs and things, which I'm not very good at doing, but it's fun to learn. And that's what's exciting about this is like, it's just fun. It's an awesome printer. It's the best printer of the world. No further questions.